Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adrian Harjo, and I'm from the Kikapoo and Seminole nations of Oklahoma. This is my son.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ascension and Adrian Harjo. I come from the Mohawk, Kikapoo, Seminole nations from the Six Nations Reserve, and I am also a Turtle Clan.
All right. And we are here today to celebrate National Aboriginal Day on behalf of the Hamilton Public Library. Before we get started today, we'd like to send a shout out and a thank you to our friend Kate Morrison for arranging our visit today. And we'd also like to give another shout out to our friend Janet Marie Rogers for putting everything together and linking us all up. So we are here to share a few songs that I want to say come from Turtle Island.
Yes.
Now, a lot of people, when we say Turtle Island, some people know where that's from, some people don't. And just in case you don't, Turtle Island, right quick, comes from the Iroquois people, where we are at here on the beautiful Six Nations Reserve. And the initial story, I'm going to give you a very short explanation of that. The initial story is Turtle Island is North America. If you really, really look at the map, and if you use your imagination to a point, North America looks like a turtle. Mm-hmm. And from my understanding is it comes from the creation story for the Iroquois people. They said that their deity, Sky Woman, when she fell from the heavens into the earth, that the earth was void of all land at the time. So it was a turtle that submerged his back out of the water for her to rest and land upon. They said many animals attempted to go to the bottom of the ocean to scoop up a patch of dirt, and it was only the muskrat, correct? Yeah, the muskrat. And he was able to grab that dirt, and his last breath that he came up to the surface, he handed that dirt to Sky Woman. She then took that dirt, spread it out on the back of the turtle, and she began to do a dance called an escanje. And what happens is, when she was doing this dance, she would stand on that dirt and sort of move her feet in a side-to-side manner like this. And as she did that, she would spread the dirt out on the back of that turtle, creating North America. So what we'd like to do is to not only start off our program with the escanje, but to also honor all women today. And we're going to sing an escanje song for you guys today. And you have to imagine women, or even Sky Woman, moving her feet like this. They also said that as she moved her feet, she kind of did a motion like this, and she spread out the initial seeds that she had collected from Sky World before she fell, which was corns, beans, and squash.
Yeah.
Which the three of those, if many know, or if you don't know, when you plant those together, they are very, very good plants that grow and support each other in that way. So we're going to sing an escanje song. I'm going to ask my son Ascension here to lead us off, and I hope you enjoy.
Hey, hey, yo, yo, we ne, we hi, yo, we ne, we hi, yo, we ne, we hi, kana we hey, yo, yo, we ne, we hi, yo, we ne, we hi, yo, we ne, we hi, kana we hey, ya, we hi, yo, we ne, we hi, yo, we ne, we hi, kind of ya, hey, ya, oh, yo, we ne, we hi, yo, we ne, we hi, yo, we ne, we hi, kind of ya, hey, ya, we hi, yo, we ne, we
Thank you. All right. Now we'd like to take you guys for another trip around Turtle Island. And like I said, when we say Turtle Island, we talk about North America, but we've been fortunate enough as a family here to travel throughout the world. Not too long ago, we were in Broulan, France in 2019, and we went over there for the TP camp. And then earlier that year, we were in Sulmona, Italy. Yep. I have to say that correct. Sulmona, Italy, with our friend Aldo. Say my name. Everybody knew him, but it was a great experience. And we learned a lot from a lot of different cultures. But as like I said, we like to travel around. And what we are sharing with you guys today are some of our favorite songs from throughout Turtle Island, aka North America. So the next set of songs that we'd like to share with you today are powwow songs. Now, powwows aren't that old. They're basically celebrations. And the word powwow itself actually comes from the East Coast. And I believe it's our Narragansett brothers and sisters. And what happened was they said, I think in the early 1600s, they were noticing that the native people and First Nations people were gathering around their medicine man. And in their language, you would say that powwow. And so that's how they got that phrase where they were talking about natives gathering. They would call it a powwow because they noticed they would gather around their powwow, their medicine man. Eventually, that word got turned into powwow, and it is still used in modern culture today. While we will say that it is usually, acceptable, some natives, and like I said, there's over 500 different native tribes and First Nations all throughout North America. Some people don't mind when other non-natives use that word to say, oh, well, let's have a powwow at the water cooler or something. And some people do mind. So it really just depends on who you talk to and what their feelings are on that. So I just wanted to share that little bit of origin. But also, too, we now have the big drum. We call this our grandfather. And the quick explanation of how we got this was a long time ago, they said many of our nations were fighting. And yes, this is a very common thing. A lot of times you'll see on social media that a lot of people talk about how the natives were fighting. Well, majority of the reason why the natives were fighting was because they were being pushed west by the settlers. And that was causing nations to sort of encroach on each other and to kind of battle over hunting grounds or different territorial homelands. So that's majority of the reason why a lot of tribes were, in fact, fighting. But eventually what happened was the Umanhans, better known as the Omahas, they have what's called as the Helushka, which is a war dance. And when these warriors would come home, they would actually celebrate and reenact certain battles or certain experiences they had on the battlefield. And this was known as a war dance. And eventually, they were fighting with the Lakota people, which we know as the Sioux Nation. And they were fighting and fighting and fighting, and a lot of bad things were happening. But it was the women that came to and told the men to put down their weapons, and they offered up this drum. Now, on this, you know what kind of hide this is?
Steer.
This is a steer hide, and one side is known for the masculine, the other side is known for the feminine. And what they did was they took hair or strands of hair from a man and a woman and braided that together, and then they put those inside of the drum, so you had masculine and feminine. And then the women instructed the men, give that drum to these nations, and we're going to share in these songs, and we're going to stop all of the fighting, and we're going to come together as a nation of people. So that's where our powwow drum come from, and that's where that name comes from. And what we'd like to do right now is share a northern song that my son has written. Now, did you want to tell him anything about the song?
Well, it's just a straight song. The thing I like about this song is that it kind of came to me out of nowhere, and I always find that the best songs, or not the best songs, but the most catchy always come like that. They just kind of come to you out of nowhere. But I was actually at work, and I remember I was washing some tables, and I was just humming this song out, and then I went on my break real quick, and I recorded it on my phone, and now we sing it, and that's pretty cool. Like, I think still able to make songs like that, and then share them with other people.
Real quick, what you guys are going to be hearing, there's no words in it, right?
No.
Okay, so there are no words in this song. So what you guys are going to actually be hearing are vocable melodies, very similar to like the Christmas song that does the fa la 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 la. You're supposed to sing that at home. So yes, you're just hearing vocable melodies, and the reason why we did this, or one of the many reasons I was taught, was 500 different nations, 500 different languages. So when the tribes got together and wanted to powwow or just gather and celebrate, a lot of times it was really just a lot easier to sing songs in a sort of a vocable melody. That way you didn't have to stress about the certain languages and the different barriers. So we're going to sing his song. Did you have a name for it, or is it just a straight song?
Just the straight song.
Just a straight song. All right. So we're going to sing a song for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. This is called a Northern Powwow song, which is sung in the high upper registers. They said The reason why we did this is because the women, the grandmothers, are the one who gave us the drum. And so when the men first did this, they wanted to honor that and always remember that this is where we got the drum from. So they started to lift their voices really, really high into that falsetto and soprano ranges to honor the women. So this is his northern song composed by Ascension and Harjo. I hope you enjoy it. All right, that, like we said, was a northern song composed by my son, Ascension Harjo. The next song we'd like to present to you guys is known as a southern song. And southern songs originate more from down in the area where I'm from, around Oklahoma and Kansas. And it is sung in a lower tone. Basically, in the United States, there's a highway that runs all the way across the United States called I-70. And it is generally accepted that that is sort of, I want to say, an invisible border between the North and the South. Like it's completely imaginary, though. But what is said, though, is most groups above that line right there usually sing in a Northern style in that high-pitched voice. And the groups south of that line there, or that highway, are considered Southern, and they sing in a more lower, normal, deeper tone. And they say that a lot of these songs came from the Omahas. And especially when the Omahas broke off, there was a group known as the Ponkas who broke off from them and took that down south when the wars were happening and the relocations and whatnot. And the Ponca ended up in Ponca City, Oklahoma. How lucky is that, right? So they began to sing Southern war nat songs. And these songs, the songs that we're singing and that we're going to share, are literally so old. This next one is so old, I'm not sure when it was composed. I've heard stories about in the early 1800s that they were singing this particular song and other songs that we're going to share with you guys today. So these songs are really, really, really ridiculously old. So here's our Southern song, and I hope you enjoy it. if you guys are at home and you are giving us thunderous rounds of applause, obviously we can't hear you, but we sure appreciate it. Yes, round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it, and we really appreciate you guys joining us today on National Aboriginal Day. So, before we get back into a little bit of singing, we did want to share something very special to me and my people in particular of the Kikapoo Nation, and this is a red cedar wooden flute. And the main thing that these were used for, as I was taught back in my day, was that these were used for courtship rituals, or as we used to say in the day, wooing. You probably never heard that word before, but yes, wooing. You would woo a young lady. Like, that's even before my time too, but that's how the elders told me, right? So, but yet they gave this to me when I was about 14, 15 years old. So I've had it a long time. And I was interested in this young lady. I was very interested in this young lady. And I was having a hard time expressing myself. So they was like, speak without words, young man. And they gave me this flute, and they said that as long as I thought good thoughts of this young lady and played a melody from my heart, that heart would catch the wind and it would make it to her ears. And hopefully if she liked the sound of it, she'd follow it and then she'd find me. And this is actually how, one of the ways I wooed your mother. So there was a song that I played by a friend of mine named Kevin Locke, and I absolutely love this song. And I'm going to play that for you guys today. But before we do that, I did want to share one more thing with you, is that with the Kikapoo tribe, you also have to remember that for a certain while in our history, our ceremonies, songs, and our dances were actually banned by the government, by the Canadian government and the United States government. I know in the United States, we were banned all the way until 1978. And then we were able to get the Freedom of Religion Act, and then we were able to begin practicing our religion freely again. But in between that time, what I was told was, for the Kikapoo people, what happened was that since we didn't have these flutes, what they would do is they would use their hands like this. And I cannot do this. I wish I could do this demonstration. But they would use their hands and they would make certain sounds in that whistle, and that there was almost a very distinct language. And that you would use those whistles or those little tunes at night to let your partner know that you were thinking about her, or possibly that you wanted to meet up with her, and that you wanted to express good feelings towards her. And so that they would do that across the village, and that they said that these notes and these rhythms and melodies that they would use were very, very distinct, so that they knew what to say, and the young lady knew how to interpret them. So that's from the Kikapoo, which is originally pronounced Kikapoo in our language, as the Iroquois are pronounced
the
Haudenosaunee. Yeah, these are our traditional names for our people. So Kikapoo means those that wander about, which is what we did until we settled down in Iowa after we got pushed out the Michigan area by the Iroquois Nation. And then we settled in Iowa, and then we ended up in Kansas. Some of our Kikapoos went down to Oklahoma, some went down to Texas, and then a last few little bit of the tribe went down to Texas, and they've still remained there to this day, and they speak traditional Kikapoo fluent. So I'm going to share the song with you guys. It's a love song, and then I'm going to let my son share one as well. I hope you like it. Thank you guys at home. Thank you guys. Can you hear that clap? I can hear it. Oh, I hear it. I hear it. All right. So, my son, at a certain age now, who is 19 years old,
Yes.
and I believe is in a relationship. Or are we gonna? Okay, we're gonna. But he would like to share one as well. He began playing the flute probably about what, 14? I think you were about the same age I was.
Yeah, 14.
And he began to play the flute as well. And so I'm sure that there is a special young lady out there that he would like to play. Just a very short song. Give him a taste of your skills.
Okay.
And I'm going to let him bless you guys as well. So I'm going to give him the spotlight there. I'm going to step off to the side and have at it, young man. All right. Once again, we appreciate your applause. If you guys are watching us at home and really, really letting us know, we appreciate that. And so what we'd like to do is get into a little more singing. And this time we're going to take a trip over to Cree country. Yes, our friends from the Cree. How did they say it? Tanse. Is that how they say it?
Dance.
Danse?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I hope that was right. But yes, they have a certain brand of singing that requires hand drums, and it's called round dance singing. And usually in the cold winter months when the powwows are over with, we move indoors and we start going into gymnasiums and different places like that to do round dance singing. And they'll have a table in the middle, and they'll have a lot of hand drums, and there's a whole ceremony around it. And the people come together, we grab our hand drums, and many people will come from the community and outside of the community, and we'll sing round dance songs. And basically, everybody holds hands, or sometimes they lock arms, and they dance in a circle. And everybody talks and visits. We usually have a feed, and there's so much fun to attend. I believe we've had a couple around here. A couple of our friends have thrown some, and we've attended quite a few in our day there. But they are so much fun to attend. And if you ever get a chance and you see something flyer on that, go check out a round dance. So they have a very special beat, which is called a triple beat, which we're going to be doing like a double beat, like a quick boom, boom. And then you may hear another noise where we scrape our fingernail on the back side of the hide that creates a little like that. So you'll hear a boom, 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 and you'll hear that, and that's where they get that triple beat rhythm, and people dance sort of in a nice little side step like that. And the songs range from all sorts of subjects. A lot of them are love songs. The particular one we're going to sing today is a song I composed, and it's I don't know if it's a love song though. It's a good song though, but it has English lyrics. So the first part we'll sing in all vocables, and then the second part we'll sing in English lyrics. And then after this, we'll share with you pretty much the Southern style of round dance singing, which is known as 49 singing, which originates right around the 1850s, 1849 in particular. And we'll get into that story in a minute. But right now, we'd like to share with you guys some round dance singing from our Cree brothers and sisters, Polka.
away from me so long. I hope you find somebody else who'll treat you right.
Thank you very much. I know they're applauding for that one. Thank you guys. Thank you. And if you guys didn't catch those words, like I said, I don't know if it was so much a love song on that one, but the English words actually said, "Now that you're gone away from me so long," and it says, "I hope you find somebody else who'll treat you right." And I just think that's a very healthy relationship. If you guys can't be together, wish each other well, because we're not together in relationships to control or own each other. We're just there to help each other and to help each other succeed and, support one another. And I believe that's what a relationship is about. And if you can't support your partner, then wish them well and hope that they find somebody else that makes them happy. That's my advice. That's my advice to everybody. All right. So we're going to get into another song right now. And this is our Oklahoma 49. Okay, we are here with our Oklahoma 49 song, which is where my home birth state is in Oklahoma. I guess you could call that the original reservation. Yes, that was Indian territory. And when the settlers were coming in, that was where they decided to move a lot of the tribes, even the Florida Seminoles, Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaws, many other nations. There's many nations there now. Yeah. Until they found oil, and then it became the state of Oklahoma. That's a whole nother story though. But around about the 1850s, there were a lot of wars going on and a lot of different things happening. And so our people down south started to come up with these old songs, kind of sort of around that songs. And to be basically really frank with everybody, these were after party songs. Like when there was a gathering, a wedding, a dance of some sort. A lot of times these things would start maybe around midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. They would go all the way to the morning light. And there are certain songs that you sing at certain times of that night. And I'm gonna be really, really frank here. The later into the night that these songs go, the more raunchier they get. Yes. They can get really, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Rank's another one.
Yeah, rank. Yeah, explicit even. Yeah. So, but they talk about hardships, love lost, love won, sorrows. Because a lot of people were hurting around those times with a lot of the wars, and we were losing a lot of our people. And so there were a lot of songs that were made and that were originally in vocable melodies, but we started adding these English lyrics that were reflecting the times. And so we'd like to sing one for you guys. It's called Blackjack Daisy. It is probably the most famous one. And we're going to do 4 push-ups of that one, and hope you enjoy it.
because I said hello to my old timer. But that's just okay with me. Oh, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, Jack Daisy, hey, she got mad at me because I said hello to my old timer, but that's just okay with me. Oh, well,
All right. Glad you guys are. I hope you guys are enjoying your trip around Turtle Island. That took us down to Oklahoma, there, the Kansas area, Texas, Mississippi, Arkansas, all of those southern tribes right there. But we're going to make our way back up north to finish our session here today. And I'm going to let my son share with you guys some of the Iroquois songs, because as we've made our way around, we're going to make our way home as well, which is where we're at on the beautiful Six Nations of the Grand River Territory. I should have said that in the beginning. So I'm going to let my son share with you guys. We're going to share two final songs with you guys, or two songs, or maybe three. We'll do a couple smoke dance. You sing one, I sing one. Okay. But we're going to sing a war dance song. I'm going to let him sing a war dance song for you guys. And I'm going to let him share what an actual war dance song is. It's very similar to the story of the Oklahoma fancy dance, which also originated from a war dance, which I told you guys were more of when our ancestors came home from battle. They wanted to share their experiences. So I'm going to let him share a little bit about the Iroquois war dance, and then we're going to let him sing one for you as well. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. So to my knowledge and my understanding, the war dance, also known as the Wasase, as what we, the Haudenosaunee people call it, the Wasase, it was a dance that the men did when they came back from battle or hunting trips or long journeys. They would do this dances when they came back, and they would describe different things that they'd seen in battle with their movements while they were dancing. So you'd see them strike poses, see them looking, maybe they draw a bow and arrow. This is essentially a storytelling dance. And it's very enjoyable to do. It's very good to watch. If you're ever around, I definitely recommend watching it. It's a very strong and powerful dance.
All right. Take it away, sir. Good one. Feels good to sing again, especially since we've been in quarantine for the majority of the year. Yes, it feels good to sing again, and it'll be even better once powwows start making their way back. All right. Okay, so off of that, eventually, I believe it was around the late 70s, there were different families. I know the Sky family was one of them, and there were different families over in New York as well that were doing a lot of shows at state fairs and maybe schools and different things, and they were doing these cultural education programs, kind of like something what we're doing right now for you guys at home. And what happened was they started to take that old style war dance, and they wanted something a little bit more flashier and fancier, and something better to share with our non-native brothers and sisters. And so somebody sped up the beat of one of those songs to see what those young warriors could do, and they'd get out there and it started going real fast. And they would start spinning and turning and hooping and hollering, and even the late Lyle Anderson, he could do the Matrix and all sorts of different things. And so it was a really fun dance. And eventually, I think in the early 90s, it came into the powwow circle and started to spread like wildfire all over Indian country, Turtle Island. And so it was done by a lot of nations, even the some of our brothers and sisters down from the Navajo Nation, or as they like to say, the Dene. They started doing it as well, because I believe some of them married Iroquois women, and they started to take their ways and do some of their dances. I myself have been known to smoke dance as well. So I'm gonna. You want me to sing one first, or you want to sing one?
You can sing one.
Yeah, okay, I'll sing one. So I'm gonna sing one first, and but before we do that as well, one of the other stories I was told was the reason why they call it a smoke dance is, or the story that they would share at the time, is that they would say that when the fires got really hot and it got smoky in the longhouses, what they would do is open those smoke flaps, and they would ask those younger guys to go out there and do this smoke dance. And they would speed the tempo up just like I described, and they would do this smoke dance, and all of that twisting and turning and commotion, it would cause an updraft and start forcing that smoke up and out the smoke flaps. So it was a really great dance. It is fun to watch, and like he said, of the war dance, usually the war dance comes first, and then we'll start doing smoke dance. So if you ever get a chance to make your way to a powwow, or the Six Nations of the Grand River Powwow, which we have here, the Champion of Champions Powwow, which is usually here on the third weekend of July every year, except this year and last year. But it's been going for 50 years, something like
60
that.
60 years, something
maybe
like that.
something like that. But it's a really fun weekend. Lots of food, lots of vendors, lots of dancers from all over, and it is an absolute fun time. And we would love to see you come see us. And if you do see us at the powwow next year, come say hi. All right, I'm gonna sing one for you guys. All right.
Yep.
All right. Do one more. You want to do one together?
Yeah.
All right. I'll give you your. Oh, you do rattle? Okay. Lead her out then, and I'll sing along with you. Okay. Let's go. One more. One more for you guys. Here we go. All right, thank you guys very much. That concludes our concert here today. I want to thank my son Ascension for joining me here today. It's been a real pleasure, because we've been locked up for a year, and so we are very happy today to share here on Aboriginal Day this travel, or this journey throughout Turtle Island, and sharing these songs. Man, it's really, I think it's good medicine for us to be able to sing and to celebrate and to enjoy this day. I think we're going to have a barbecue afterwards today. Yeah, to celebrate. Right? So thank you guys very much. And once again, thank you to the Hamilton Public Library for inviting us and having us here today. Also, thank you to Kate Morrison as well. We really appreciate your patience with us. This lockdown has made it really hard to do these videos, as they weren't letting people gather and weren't letting people do a lot of things. And so we are so happy to be here. And once again, also, Janet Marie Rogers.
Yes,
Thank you, Janet. Always looking out for us. So we thank you guys for joining us here today, and we hope you guys have enjoyed everything and all the songs. We hope that we've given you some medicine and some good feeling, because they say these songs are healing.
Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing you maybe at the Powwow next year, July 3rd weekend in July next year. We should be good to go for the Champion of Champions Six Nations Powwow. Please come see us. I will be probably in a bright yellow outfit with eagle bustles. Not sure what he'll be wearing. We've got new stuff, but if you see these wonderful faces, please come say hi and shake our hand and let us know that you saw us here today. So, any closing remarks from you?
I just wanted to say thank you for the opportunity for us to share our songs and some of our teachings with you guys. It's really a privilege, I guess, to be doing this right now, especially with the times that that are going on right now. It definitely does make things harder for us to come together and sing and just to even practice our culture. So yeah, it's a very big. I'm very happy to be doing this for you guys. Yes.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you also to our big drum here.
Yes.
And also one last shout out. Uncle Chuck.
Yes.
Uncle Chuck. We're at our Uncle Chuck's house. He allowed us to have this space. Mm-hmm. He's upstairs hanging out. He just got home from a doctor's appointment. So we'd like to say thank you, Uncle Chuck. And hopefully we'll see you guys next year at the Powwow. Take care, everybody.
Take care.